Welcome back. My name is Faith Borkowski, and I am the founder of High Five Literacy and Academic Coaching. Once again, this is Lisa Sparkles of the Lisa Sparkles Latin and Ballroom Dance Studio. Today we're going to talk about explicit instruction. So what does it mean to be explicit? You don't leave anything up to chance. You are telling your students exactly what to do, how to do it, and you are the good model in instruction. So in teaching, we call this I do, we do, you do.
I love that. I love that.
The teacher models, then you do it with your student, and then the student is off and doing whatever it is on his or her own. So I want to see how this works out for dancing because, again, this is the Good Teaching is Good Teaching series, and this would be part of good teaching, to be explicit.
Well, I love that line that you use. I think it's great, and it's so interesting because I never thought of that before, and then you pointed out to me that that's actually how I teach. And some people, when they're learning, some people are hands-on. They need that hands-on approach when you're teaching them. Some people are more visual. They need to watch somebody do something. And some people need a very detailed explanation. And so when I'm teaching somebody, I try to use all three of those things together because it helps you as the teacher understand how that person learns, because not everybody learns the same way.
And I have to interrupt because all of a sudden I just got this brainstorm. When you said that you use all of it at once, that is a multisensory approach.
That's right.
By trying to hit people who favor learning visually or in an auditory way, or they have to move kinesthetically, when you're able to use all those different strategies together, that is an explicit multisensory approach. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I would have forgotten it if I didn't mention it at the moment.
It's so true though when you're teaching people. You know, we've talked about foundation before earlier on in this series, and you know, teaching people as they're going, making sure that you don't miss something. I've had students who've come into me who've learned in other places a little bit, like you two. Mm-hmm. And sometimes what happens is there's an assumption that I have that I'm going, oh, they know this already. Mm-hmm. And I don't say certain things. And then all of a sudden it dawns on me a few weeks later when I'm getting that funny look from somebody, they have no idea what I'm talking about. Because I didn't spend the 2 minutes or 1 minute, whatever it was,
to
explain something to them. And then I realize, and I'll look at them and go, I'm so sorry. I really thought you knew what I was talking about.
Right.
And I go back and I reapproach it and I make sure I explain all the things that should be explained. And then all of a sudden you start seeing the light bulbs go off, and it's a very cool thing.
Absolutely. There was once a skit on The Odd Couple called Never Assume. And Felix took the word assume and he circled the different parts of assume to make an ass out of you and me. And that's what making assumptions really amounts to, where we assume, and the people that we think they know what they're doing, they really don't at the time. They don't really understand what your directions are, and they might be too embarrassed to say, wait a minute, what did you mean by that? And especially a child will assume that the teacher explained it, and they're interpreting it however they think it should be. So it's really our job as teachers to explain things explicitly, step by step, and it's always better to use a multisensory approach.
It is, and it's always so important, I think, as a teacher. It's not only our job, but our responsibility to make sure we go back every once in a while and ask our students, hey, does that make sense to you? Yeah. Is what I'm saying working? And if it doesn't, find another way. Find another approach. Keep saying it in different ways, because keep on, what I find with the explicit instruction, people just say, well, this is how it has to be. As opposed to, well, this is how it should be, but we could also say it this way. We can also try it that way. And they all get you to the exact same place. But one of those approaches is going to help your student go, oh, that makes
That's
sense.
it.
And then you have to say to yourself as a teacher, okay, that's what's going to help that person remember this.
Yeah, and that has happened when I'm taking lessons from you, Lisa.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden you'll tell me one little thing, something innocuous, and it will stick with me.
Yes.
So you always try different things, and I love what you said, that you put the responsibility on the teacher, not the student.
No.
That's our job, to make sure that we are adjusting our instruction.
Yeah, I used to say all the time, words matter when you're teaching, and this goes right into the explicit instruction, that how you say something really does matter to a student. And if you say it one way, keep saying it. Find the right words to help them.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me, and this wraps up Explicit Instruction. Thank you.
Thank you.